Well, howdy there, partner cats. It's me, Mr. Gordon, coming at you live from my home. I'm going to help you out with this mapped weather in Texas assignment on old Wednesday. So let's read it. Well, howdy there, partner cats. I hope you're having a rip roaring day and somewhere betwixt happy and darn near ecstatic. Today, we're going to ponder over yonder and take a look at some of the beautiful natural features in the Texas landscape. We are also going to see how weathering, erosion, and that darn deposition are affecting this place we call home. Talking video goes here, which will be what I'm doing right now. The link for your task is yonder. Here it is. Make a copy. Please notice that today is a task or an event, nothing to turn in. Today is about learning, just like we would in the class, y'all. Now do this because I'm asking you to, because it matters. All right. So that's enough of, Uncle Ricky. Hit the gas, Jake. Remember that when I broke my arm? Anyway, so I want to help you with this because there's a little bit going on here. You're looking at a couple different types of maps, and I don't want you to get too confused. Learning, there's some confusion involved, but there are four types of maps, and each one tells you what you're looking at. These are all natural features. Hint, hint. So if you look, this is elevation, and you're not going to need to read all this overly specifically, but there's elevation gain and loss here in Texas. As you can imagine, closer to the coast, it's closer to sea level. Hey, that's what it means. And then as you go further out into West Texas, where the mountains are, obviously it gets higher up above sea level. Okay, change in elevation. Then you have rivers. Uh, Texas is a land of rivers and streams. There's only one natural lake in Texas, and that's way over here. It's called Caddo Lake. All others are reservoirs. Fun fact for the day. And then you have soil and topography. Really, this is not a topographic map. Don't worry about it. You'll do that in eighth grade. But what we're looking at here is the soil. The different parts of Texas literally have different types of soil. This prairies and lakes regions, which we live in, is part of the Blackland Prairie. And part of the reason why it was called the Blackland Prairie is because the soil is so dark and so rich with nutrients, they called it black land, right? It's so crazy. And then precipitation, or the amount of rainfall. And as you can imagine, when you're down around here, there's a lot more rain. As you work your way out west into the desert regions, the mountains and basins, obviously there's less rain, right? So these are four types of maps that show natural features of Texas. List some similarities and differences in the four maps. I've helped you with one. Okay. These are the Texas ecoregions. There are 11 total ecoregions in Texas. However, we're really like, I'm not asking you to label all of them or to know every single one of them or anything like that. It's just important to know that Texas is literally split up into different types of ecoregions, which are, ecosystems or places like the Blackland prairies or the Gulf Coast prairies that are very specific to that area. They're only found there. Okay. Yeah, I went mustache. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna call it Maystache, right? Month of May, y'all. How are the Texas ecoregions similar to the four Texas maps? This is when you get to do a little bit of investigative work or a little bit of inferring. So if you look at this Texas ecoregions map, right? And then you go up here and you look at these four maps, there's something that they have in common. Not all of them, but there's something unique about these maps that give you a hint of why these ecoregions are named what they're named or why they are like they are. Okay. So if you go to the Trans-Pecos region, right, or beyond the Pecos River region, it's mostly deserts. Well, let's check on that. Let's look at this part of Texas. So we go up here. So the soil topography, it tells us that the soil is mostly, what does it say? The Big Bend country. Soil is a little bit dry. Makes sense. You go to precipitation, it's in this red to dark maroon where there's less than something like 14 inches of rainfall per year, which is very low. You go up here to the rivers. Look, this is all where we have rivers. There is no river. Maybe there's some creeks and some other streams, but no major river flowing through the Trans-Pecos except for obviously the one that borders Texas and Mexico. And then you've got the elevation. So there's a reason, right? There's something, there's hints everywhere. Then I want you to choose one ecoregion, one of the 11. I want you to list three characteristics. If you can, precipitation, soil, rivers, elevation, found for that region. So if you can use the maps, that's okay. But if not, it's as simple as picking one of these, right? Let's say Pineywoods, because that's where Tyler State Park is, and it's awesome. Let's say you go and you want to do the Pineywoods. That's region number one. You could literally open up a Google tab and type in something like Piney Woods of Texas. And then let's just put something like characteristics. Okay. Oh, wow. Look. TPWD, Texas Parks and Wildlife Department. Yeehaw. Partner cats. Just like class, I like slip in and out of the whatever I'm talking about. Sorry, you know. So here's your information. And there's plenty of information, probably way too much, right? But you could easily get those three done right there, especially if it's from TPWD. It's going to be peer reviewed, it's going to be official, it's going to be awesome. Number four, what makes this ecoregion different from all other ecoregions, meaning the one that you chose? What makes the Piney Woods different than the Trans-Pecos? Or what makes the Piney Woods different than the Gulf Coast? Well, right off the bat, the name tells you something. The Piney Woods, this thing's bothering me. The Piney Woods have beautiful, like gigantic pine trees. It's one of the prettiest places in Texas, y'all. I swear, when all this is over, we should all take a trip out to Piney Woods, Tyler State Park, y'all. Anyway, that's ridiculous. I hope that this has helped. Uh, don't make fun of the Maystache. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool, right? But anyway, I hope y'all doing great. And as always, go Cats.